All right, we're going to be looking at our part 2 for day 11. It says multiplying binomials. Binomials again means two terms within each parentheses. So 8k is a term, -5 is a term. There's a traditional way called FOIL. Maybe you've seen that before. I like using what is called the tic-tac-toe method. So essentially, each problem we're going to be doing is making a tic-tac-toe box. And you're going to put a little dot in the first top left corner, which essentially tells us multiplication. Now, the connection here is the elementary multiplication tables that you learned how to do way back when. So each one going to be set up like that. We're still going to be careful with our signs, our coefficients, our variables, and then we will be able to combine like terms if you have done it correctly. So observe. On our first problem, again, we're just going to make a nice little tic-tac-toe box. Don't make it too small because, again, we need to be able to fit our terms in each box. So term 1 is 8k and term 2 is -5. For the other binomial, term 1 is 2k and term 2 is -6. So now that we have it set up, we're going to go ahead and multiply. So the multiplication again is essentially like what we did with our distributive property. We're going to go ahead and multiply 2 times 8, which is going to be a 16. We're going to have k times k, which is going to be k squared. Then we're going to do 2 multiplied by -5, which is -10. And the k is going to tag along. So once again, I did 2 times 8 is 16. K times k is k squared, first box. 2 times -5 is -10. K tags along. All right, down below, same thing. -6 times 8 is -48. K tags along. Last box, being careful with our signs. Negative times negative is positive. 6 times 5 is 30. So whatever was on the left, I multiplied it by whatever's at the top. Again, now I can combine my like terms. So if you set it up correctly, your like terms is going to be right here. So our answer is going to start with a 16k squared. The middle is going to be from -48 and -10. -48 and -10 is going to be -58k. And then finally at the back, the 30 is positive, so we're going to do plus 30. So all we do is set it up in a special way. I prefer this over the traditional FOIL method. Do our little bit of multiplication, and then we can combine like terms. So let's try another one. Let's try number 6. Number 6, again, we're going to set it up with a tic-tac-toe box. Little dot there reminds us multiply. First parentheses called a binomial is going to go at the top. So again, that's 5p. And bring down the -3. And then the second is going to be 8p and +1. Now, if everything was positive, it would definitely be easier. But whenever you have some negative signs there, please be very careful with your multiplication. All right, 8 times 5 is 40. P times P is P squared. 8 times -3 is -24. And the P tags along. Oh, the nice one. 1 times 5 is 5. P tags along. 1 times -3, -3. So notice how it says P squared is the first box, and then the diagonal is just P, not P squared. Which tells me if you have P squared and then these ones are P squared, you did something wrong. But usually it's when students do this first box incorrectly, because remember, p times p is p squared. But a lot of times students just write it with 40p, and then they try and combine too much information. So a small hint to you is that the first term and the last term are always going to be different from the stuff in the middle. So if you notice, I wrote down the first box after I multiplied. I wrote down the last box after I multiplied. Now I just need to combine the middle stuff, which goes in the middle here. So negative 24 plus 5, or you can say 24 subtract 5 is 19. Keep the negative sign. So that would be negative 19p. Don't try and combine the other stuff because, again, the first term, last term of our answer completely separate from everything else. All right, let's see here. Let's try one on the back. Ooh, let's do number 20. Number 20 is a nice, easy one, all positives. So again, reminding you, if you have all positives, don't have to be as careful, but still be careful. Because again, a lot of students get confused with the signs, or they just make small mistakes with the signs. All right, last one helping you here. Nice little dot. 3x, 2. 4x, 3. All right, we're going to multiply and be careful with our variables. 4 times 3 is 12. X times x is x squared. 4 times 2 is 8. X tags along. 3 times 3 is 9. X tags along. 3 times 2 is 6. No variable. All right, diagonals are like terms. Remember first, which is 12x squared. Last, which is positive 6, always stay the same. Don't try and combine anything with those. It's just the diagonal, the middle, that's going to combine. 9 and 8, 9 plus 8 is 17, positive 17x. So again, that's all you're doing is you're setting up a little chart, graphic organizer called our tic-tac-toe box. Put the multiplication dot in the top left. Binomial 1 goes at the top. Binomial 2 goes on the left side. And then be careful with your multiplication. Very, very similar to your distributive property like we did on part 1. So part 2, take some time, be awesome. Again, you're going to have this on your quiz for tomorrow. Continue working, please.